Sean has like this whole workshop that he has done. Like the original one we started off with the cipher. It was very much like, and then what he gave us within the time span we gave him was just a small taste of the whole thing, which was like very much of how do you show up to a group versus how do you show up to an individual. Mm-hmm. So with this one, he decided, just for my interpretation of it, to focus more on the individual, and along with the prompts that he shared with us as we freestyled, was like, how do we think the other person views us? And that was the prompt of our freestyle for them. It was very much a conversation, you trying to be the reflection of your reflection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was the really kind of
meta.
Very meta. Mm-hmm. That was the point, and it was very like aha moment, because nobody's saying anything but you, right? It wasn't like, I'm dancing, tell me what you think of me dancing. It's, I'm dancing, this is what I think that you think of me dancing. So there was really no bad person in the room other than yourself. You can't say this is what they said, this is whatever, because it's literally all here, right? So it was a really nice kind of moment. And of course, this is dance related, but this could be towards anything. This just be towards life, right? Like, you know, when you just walk around, if you're doing a job interview, or if you go with your friends or your family or whatever that is, like, what do you think that they think of you that's not said, right? It's all here. So it's a nice kind of way to approach dance and life and anything that's applicable. How did you guys feel about that? How did you guys think about that workshop? How did you feel? What did you feel? What did you think?
It was interesting because, like, I love freestyling. That's one of my things. But this was a lot more intimate. Mm-hmm. And it was also you getting vulnerable in front of someone you didn't really know, because we got paired up with people from the company like you don't really know too well. Mm-hmm. And I got paired up with Tabascos. And I knew him. We talked in passing, but we didn't really talk.
Yeah.
Didn't really connect before. But during this, like, I was watching him dance, and it was like, I've seen him dance before. He's an amazing dancer. But seeing him, like, dance right in front of me and, like, to me, he's talking straight to me. It was beautiful. And it was like, I felt that connection to him. Like, there's no words being said, but we had a connection. And when I had to dance in front of him, I was nervous because I love freestyling, but, like, in this intimate moment, straight just to one person only, it took me a minute to get out of my head. Mm-hmm. I get stuck in my head a lot. So that was a great exercise, not only to connect with another person, but also to connect with yourself in a way that doesn't hinder you from being yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed that from that exercise.
I mean, I, of course, really, really enjoyed the experience. My partner was Marie, and I love Marie. She's amazing. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, having this experience, being able to focus, like, on the other person, and then also given the prompt of what do you think they see in you was very meta. And like you said, like, having we were able to have an intimate conversation between us, but not in words, but something that feels a little bit more natural to us, which is dance. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I feel like it helped bond us where we didn't have to talk. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where sometimes you feel you have to have, like, conversation with people to get to know them. And some people don't necessarily bond through words. Some people might bond through, you know, spending time together, or some people can sit in the same room, not talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And then they feel like they've grown together. And this was one way that we got to build our relationship and be vulnerable with each other without having to use words, but something that we both love, which is dance. Mm-hmm. So it was really fun. I love you, Marie.
Good soup, partner. Good soup.
I mean, good soup. Me, I mean, I didn't get really participated, but it was just I was facilitating a lot of it. So seeing all the conversations happening, not through words, but through movement, I think, because the whole thing, a lot of our communication happens through body language. Mm-hmm. So,
can I interrupt you? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you were technically Sean freestyled to you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So what did you feel about that?
When Sean freestyled to me, I mean, I felt honored that I got to be part of the example, because then it was I don't know. It for me, it's like it makes sense that I get to participate a little bit before letting everyone else see it. But oh yeah, I'm just, like, as I'm talking about it, more things are coming up, and it was just cool. Don't make me hug you, bro.
No hug.
But I think at one point I was just enjoying the movement he was giving, but at one point I think I was just vibing with him, just following along, and just I at one point I felt like we were in the same wavelength for a bit. Like this is something I do when I am on a turn signal, and I watch my blinker try to match up with the person in front, and sometimes it's not matching.
Yeah,
and then it sinks, and it doesn't match, and then it sinks.
Interesting.
Yes. So
I get what you mean.
but that's how I felt. Like there's moments like, yeah, I'm watching, I'm watching, and then okay, I'm vibing, and he's doing a groove. It was just fun. It was fun to experience that bit of it, and then seeing everyone else go through that and kind of like share their experience, because it was, for me, it was like, yes, be vulnerable with each other.
Yeah.
Oh my god, say it like that.
Bond.
Shit.
Bond. Become friends.
Yes.
you are.
Molecular bonding.
Yeah, because it's like like what Lauren said. It's the conversation beyond the words, because I feel like there's so much more, and there's a lot of what us as humans we pick up on subconsciously, and not just through words, like say through the facial expressions, through our movement, and because our bodies are meant to move, not necessarily sit. Yes. So if we're using our body to communicate this kind of
Sorry, no, like my